Hi, I'm Joel Bloom, president of New Jersey Institute of Technology. At NJIT, we believe that not only our students, but all citizens need to be informed about the issues facing higher education. As New Jersey's Science and Technology University, NJIT is proud to support the important programming produced by the Caucus Educational Corporation and their partners in public television.
Funding for this edition of One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been provided by New Jersey Natural Gas, proud to support education in our communities. Meridian Health, New Jersey Manufacturers Insurance Group, auto insurance, homeowners insurance, and banking under the principle of stewardship. The law firm of Gibbons PC. Cohn Resnick, providing accounting, tax, and advisory services for more than 90 years. And by TD Bank. Promotional support provided by The Star Ledger and NJ.com, Everything Jersey.
This is One-on-One.
When you first heard that they were doing Charlie Rose and Gayle King, didn't you go, what?
People like laughing at others, so I don't mind if the other is me.
See, you go right into the character. That's what it is.
I'm bringing families together a half an hour each week. Man, I'm doing something special.
And so I do feel successful.
Hi, Steve Adubato coming to you from the Jersey Shore. One-on-One this week at the Jersey Shore, coming to you from the Beachcomber. I want to thank folks at the Beachcomber here in Seaside Heights. I want to introduce you to Michael Dunlea, who is the co-founder of START, which stands for?
Stafford Teachers and Residents Together.
In Stafford, it's a community that experienced, like a lot of other communities, a lot of devastation after Hurricane Sandy. We're coming together at the Jersey Shore. A lot of the people we're talking to, all the people we're talking to have been making a difference after Sandy. What happened in Stafford, and why is it that teachers have played such a huge role in that community in helping folks?
Well, what happened in Stafford is similar to what happened up and down the coast. The storm hit on October 29th, and shortly thereafter, as we started to assess the damage, we realized that many of our students and fellow workers, their homes were flooded or damaged. We are the bayside of the entranceway out to Long Beach Island, so we also had a lot of colleagues and other students that live out on the island. So what happened basically was we saw a lot of our fellow friends and students suffering and wanting to make a difference. And why teachers came into play was that our jobs were temporarily halted. We didn't have school to go to. And we care for our students and our fellow coworkers, so we figured let's go out and start helping since our houses were fine.
What'd you do?
We used Facebook, social media to get the word out that once we realized that the flooding had occurred in a lagoon area called Beach Haven West in Stafford Township, and started to spread the word and got 14 teachers and staff from Stafford Township School District to go out and start to remove all the flooded contents of a co-worker's home. Becky Mangino was a first grade teacher. Her husband ended up being the co-founder would start with me after we went and helped them. Joe Mangino, right.
Co-founder of the organization?
Yeah, we shared the responsibilities, and then when I went back to the classroom 2 weeks later, he pretty much took over the day-to-day operations and has kept it going.
You know, it's interesting, we're here in Seaside Heights. If you can hear around us, there's a lot of construction going on, and that's, for a lot of folks down here, that's probably the best sound that they can hear, because that means things are moving forward. But there's a long way to go. Describe in Stafford the reaction in the community to what you and your colleagues in the education community were doing.
It was a very warm reception. I think a lot of people wanted to help, and really what we did was say two words, follow me. It was finding out who needed help, and everybody wanted to help each other. Typically, I think we're very independent people in the United States. We don't really want to ask for help. We don't even like it when we need help. But the storm brought a lot of people to their knees, and I think having a lot of people that they knew and trust from their own community came out. We were received with open arms, and we had no shortage of homes to go into. So I think that we cashed in on the teacher part of it too, because it immediately created a sense of trust. They were very vulnerable.
What do you mean the teacher part of it?
Well, we had our badges, and we are from the community. And we were able to say that we're not here, we're not going to take you for anything. We're literally here to help you, because people were emotionally devastated by what they had lost. So they were in a very compromised place, and they really didn't know who to trust and who not to trust. And at the time, You could see people being gouged on prices for cleaning out their homes, and suddenly a group of people come up and say, hey, we'll help you for free. They're dubious. So given that we had the teacher side of it, I think it really created an area where we could all come together and have an instant area of trust that we were able to get in and help as many people as we could.
You know, it's interesting. In New Jersey, there's no shortage of conflict and tension when it comes to issues that sometimes involves teachers or educational issues.
Sure.
You know, debates, all kinds of things, right? And people think they know who and what teachers are all about. Do they?
I think this was one of the options when we came up with the name, was to try to prominently place the word teacher there, because I think that we are often characterized in a way that doesn't represent what teachers really are. We're members of the community. We live in the towns or the areas that we work in. We will always jump to the cause whenever it comes. And I mean, our examples are going in and just helping people remove their flooded belongings, rip up carpeting, remove drywall. But you take it onto a grander scale and you look at examples like Sandy Hook Elementary, or you go out to Moore, Oklahoma, and you see people putting their lives on the line. So I think the teachers and
protecting children,
yeah,
losing their own lives
absolutely.
in the process. When
Absolutely.
a mass murderer has gone crazed and looking to kill these children, teachers are extraordinary people, aren't they?
I think they need to shift the viewpoint of having summers off to what we do. Not what we don't do, but what we do. And I think that was one of the purposeful placement of the word teacher in the name, because we are what we are and what we did.
What has it done for you, this whole experience?
It's reaffirmed a lot of my belief in humanity. It's been a transformative experience. Myself and Joe Mangino, the other gentleman who's worked with this, we've just seen the better side of everything. And we've lost so much because of the storm, but I think what we've gained has far surpassed that.
What do you mean?
Well, I think that we understand our community better. We've reconnected with the elderly that was in that portion of the town that were uninsured and who were somewhat marginalized, and we were able to reconnect with them and kind of show them that we are a town. The town's been defined. It's been through a major change in the last 15 years in expansion and growth and population, sure. So I think this storm kind of gave a lot of people an idea of who's living next door to them now, where we've all been shut in our houses and we turn on our TVs, and this has brought a lot of people back together.
Last question. I've asked many of the people who have been part of this one-on-one coming together at the Jersey Shore series this question, and you get a lot of different answers. I want to ask you, as an educator, but also more importantly as someone who's lived the Jersey Shore for a long time and knows this community. What is it about the Jersey Shore?
I think when you look at the residents, we're everyday people. We have a lot of grit. We weather storms. We enjoy where we are. We know what the risks are when you live along the coast, but it doesn't minimize the impact when it happens. And one of the FEMA directors that we came into contact with when we were doing all this work was very impressed with the entire New Jersey response, because what his answer to me was that we weren't waiting. We were starting immediately. The cleanup that was happening, the work that was ongoing.
We're not patient people, are we?
No. I think it was, we're not going to wait for someone to help. We're going to start helping ourselves.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the ways I would define us here, is that we're not going to wait. We're going to get up and start getting, we knew summer was coming. We had a timeline, a deadline.
On behalf of everyone in the public television family, I want to thank you and your colleagues and the organization called START, which, tell everyone again what it stands for.
It's Stafford Teachers and Residents Together.
Michael, thank you very much.
Well, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Thank you for being with us there, right there. One-on-one, coming together at the Jersey Shore. We'll be right back right after this.
If you would like more information on this program, or if you'd like to express an opinion, email us at info@caucusnj.org. Visit us online at oneonone.org. Or find us on Facebook at facebook.com/Steve Adubato, PhD.
Hi, I'm Steve Adubato. We are coming together at the Jersey Shore. It is my honor and pleasure to introduce Jeanette Van Houten, who is a person who is doing something pretty amazing. She is restoring family photos. She is a resident of Union Beach, and her organization is called, her company is called Union Beach Memories.
Yeah.
Now, let me get this straight. You've recovered 20,000 photos.
Yes.
Where?
All within Union Beach. Union Beach is a 1.8 square mile town, which includes wetlands, and we lost roughly about 200 homes directly from Sandy that night when it was sucked out to sea, and everybody's photos and material just kind of went all over the town, and we just started picking them up around town. There was not a place in town that you did not find a photo.
Yeah, but see, you say we lost, but the reality is your family lost many homes because you're from this community.
Yes. Born and raised.
Okay, who else in your family is in Union Beach?
I have 2 cousins. I have extended family. My brother, my niece and nephew's mother lost a home. Her brother lost a home. Her mother lost her home. My cousin lost her home. My other cousin had a damaged home. My parents lost their home. But Union Beach is such a small community that we're all family. So every loss is a family member loss.
Okay, so Union Beach, and our friend and colleague at the Star Ledger, Mark Diano, started writing about Union Beach on the front page of the Ledger, and thank God for that, because I'm not sure a lot of people would have known how bad things were.
No.
And Mark came on our sister program, Capital Report, started talking about it, and I thought this community is being forgotten by a lot of people. Tell folks about Union Beach.
Union Beach is a really small, tight-knit community. It's made up of families, families that have been there for generations. No, it's a working class, middle class, kind of sliding down towards.
Town.
It is. It's a tough town. Most of the families have been there for 50+ years. Homes are passed on to generation. Everybody either holds 1 job or 2 jobs. Everybody works. Everybody pitches. Yep. Paycheck to paycheck.
So all this happens. There's devastation in Union Beach, and you decide, I'm going to go out and find photos that are strewn all over the place, many of them destroyed. Mm-hmm. And by the way, guys, this is just a sampling, okay? Because there's 20,000 of them.
Yep, that's one of 50.
We'll get a lot of these shots later. But guys, just take a look. This is a young boy and a little girl, and these pictures look like they're destroyed. And you start taking these, okay, but you don't see destroyed.
No.
What do you see?
I see dirty.
What do you start doing with these?
We try to clean them up as much as possible. I see family members, and you try to clean them up as much as possible without damaging the photos any further. And then once they're scanned into the computer, then we start using the computer software to remove the dirt, remove the scratches, and bring back the faces.
Okay, because I got to do this, and I know our crew really wants to do this in post-production, but I have to do this. This is Union Beach, class of 1946. Memories.
Well, I wasn't born then.
Now, I know you weren't born then, but here's the thing.
But
what would this represent? You guys got it? What would this represent to a family, to someone? And by the way, you've returned 2,000 photos to families in Union Beach, right?
Yeah. So a photo like this from 1946, you're talking about grandparents, great-grandparents. You're talking about the pillars of the society or of our community that really started building Union Beach to be more than just a bayshore town. They started making it home. This is when they started making it home.
What kind of reaction have you gotten? By the way, what do? You go, hey, here, we found your photo. Like, how did people find you or find the photos?
When we first started this, we just kind of kept sending people to the different places the photos were located, because I wasn't allowed to take them out of the police station or the firehouse because they weren't mine, and it was considered loitering. So I was like, okay, just here, I would go and take a picture with my cell phone and post it up to Facebook going, oh, everyone has Facebook right now.
A picture of the picture?
Yeah, picture of the picture. And I was like, oh, everyone's up on Facebook right now, because that's how we were tracking how the storm was damaging Union Beach. And people just started going, oh, that's mine, and they started coming. And then I realized the totality of how many photos we had. And I was like, oh, we'll be done soon. And here we are 8 months later, and I'm still scanning and cleaning and restoring photos. And people find them on Facebook. They can go to Union Beach the Memorial Library, because that's where all the binders are now kept, and they have a little secluded corner that they can view the photos. And I actually love the fact that it's secluded, because when you get your photos back, it's not just like, oh, I'm picking up a piece of paper. This is not just like, oh, here's a piece of paper. These are your memories, and it just all hits you back again that everything was ripped from you, and now you have a picture of your baby, or you have a picture of your mother that you thought was lost forever.
When you started doing this, you had no idea what the totality of it would be. You had no idea what the reaction would be.
No.
How do you think it's changed you?
It's made me more emotional. Usually I keep everything into its little compartment and it doesn't faze me. But as I sit there and look through each and every one of these photos, they're families, they're people I know, people I've shared dinner with, people that I've shared experiences with in Union Beach. And I've seen them grow up from little kids to now young adults. And it makes you more committed to the community than you ever were, because you have to give something back. You can't just sit back and wait.
You know, it's funny, you're saying something that many of the guests that we've talked to here at the Jersey Shore, they're residents who are devastated. Their lives were turned upside down after Sandy, and they keep saying the same thing that Jeanette keeps saying. You have to do something. Well, you don't really have to do something. You choose to do something.
No, you have to. Every morning you wake up, you have a choice. Either you can live life or allow life to live you. And in my community, we choose to live life. We choose to help each other because it's the only choice you have. If you don't help each other, none of us are going to get through this. None of us.
What is it that you want people watching on public television and other places to know about the Jersey Shore and the future of the Jersey Shore, particularly your community in Union Beach after Sandy?
We'll be back. We'll be stronger. We've learned our lessons. We're wiser. That you have to have a commitment to your community, that at the end of the day, no one's going to come and save you. FEMA's not going to be there to save you. Your insurance is not going to be there to save you. The only person that's going to save you is the community within. They're the ones that are going to pick you up when you fall to the ground.
A lot of government programs, a lot of insurance. I mean, people want and need those things, right?
They do.
But
it doesn't come fast enough. I mean, we're now, what, 8 months in?
As we do this program, yeah.
Yep. And we're still waiting. And we're waiting for them to decide when we can start to rebuild, when we'll get our money, when. And if you wait for all those whens, if and buts, nothing will ever be back to what it was. And nobody wants it to be back to what it was. We want it to be back to better than it was. We want to be stronger, because it's not if another hurricane will hit us, it will. It may not be right now, but it will come.
You know you're helping a lot of people, right?
I believe I am. I believe that this project was born out of just giving hope, just being, people need a piece of hope to know that their past is still with them and their present is coming and their future will be bright.
Thank you, Jeanette, and we wish you and all of your neighbors in Union Beach nothing but the best in a very challenging time. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Stay right there.
Yep.
One-on-one coming together at the Jersey Shore. You can hear a lot of the work going on. That's a good sign. We'll be right back after this.
If you would like more information on this program, or if you'd like to express an opinion, email us at info@caucusnj.org. Visit us online at oneonone.org. Or find us on Facebook at facebook.com/Steve Adubato, PhD.
Thanks for staying with us, folks. I'm Steve Adubato. We're coming together at the Jersey Shore. It is my pleasure to introduce one of the most successful and hardworking businessmen down here at the Jersey Shore. He is Wayne Cimarelli. He's the owner of Spicy Cantina and Coin Castle in Seaside Heights. You've been doing this since 1978. You bought the property at 25 years old?
Yeah, I had a senior partner, Bob Bennett. He used to, he owned a lot of things at Seaside Heights back then, and eventually he owned the Casino Pier, and he sold that to the Sereno family in Point Pleasant, who are currently my partners today.
Let's describe, we're going to show some footage and try to provide some perspective on the damage that happened after Sandy. Superstorm Sandy left Wayne and his colleagues with $1.3 million worth of damage, 6 feet of water and 5 feet of sand in the building. He had to replace all of the electric throughout the building as well as anything that was in the basement. Flood insurance does not include restaurant equipment. Wayne got right to work rebuilding with the help of his crew. He worked every day for 5 months, 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. to get his business back up and running by St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah, we made it.
How?
Well, it wasn't all me. I was a good leader, but I have a good crew, and we brought in some professional people to help us as well. But it was, we worked with generators for a few months. We finally had electric, which was an 80 amp service off a pole. We couldn't run 2 circular saws at the same time. We filled about 50 40-yard dumpsters, and we just hung in there. Our electrician, his team were terrific, and that was the real challenge. Will we get our electric? Because we had to go from basically from the transformers right on up to the first floor of the building, and it is an entire block, so it was a lot of electric.
When you walked in and you first saw the devastation, how long did you allow yourself, I'll use this expression, feel sorry for yourself?
I didn't feel sorry for myself in the beginning. I opened a door that leads to the basement, and I couldn't get in because 6 feet of water, everything rises. I mean, we know more about flooding than we wish to. So all the ice machines and metal shelving, and there was what was interesting is the water had come in, but the water had left, and left us with a tremendous amount of debris. And what I did is I opened the door, I had a flashlight, I looked in. There was a slime that everything was covered with. It was dangerous. I could have slipped and fell. I closed the door very quietly. I locked it. And then I went upstairs to the boardwalk level, and I was very relieved that there was some damage upstairs, but it was minimal. I called my friend, the chief of police, who had just dropped me off, and I told him I'm going to take a walk down the boardwalk, which I did. I was the only person on the boardwalk. This was the day after the storm. I came south.
So the 30th of October.
Yeah, I came south first, matter of fact, right where we are now behind us.
We're actually we're at the Beachcomber.
Yeah,
so
the Beachcomber was a mess. It was all the doors were wiped in. The boardwalk was all eliminated down here. Most of the boardwalk between the piers was like this. Then I walked north. I went on the Casino Pier. I'm allowed on the Casino Pier because my partners own it. And I walked out to the end where everybody saw that ride in the water, but I wasn't prepared to see that either. And then I for some reason, I walked to the very edge of the pier. I don't know why, where the fun house used to be, or the Haunted Mansion used to be.
Right.
And I looked into the ocean. I don't think it was a death wish, but I don't know what I was doing at the end of the pier. And I turned around, and I walked back, and I wound up walking to the police station, and that's the beginning. I don't know if I ever felt sorry for myself. I think I felt sorry for all the people who lost their homes in Ortley Beach. I felt sorry for the residents of Seaside Heights that were displaced. I was fortunate, even though we had lost electric for 9 days.
But you weren't covered for a lot of this. Insurance didn't cover a good chunk of it.
I'm not going to say that we're not affected by this financially.
We've taken a hit.
We took a big hit. But, we're alive, we're healthy, we're rebuilt, we're open, we're ready. So I don't know. I mean, I guess maybe if I was younger, I would have a different perspective on it. I just think that, I've never been through anything like this, but I've been through a lot in my life.
What is it about the Jersey Shore? What is it about Seaside and the Jersey Shore?
To me, Seaside is an expression of freedom. Freedom. Yeah, people can come here and let their hair hang down. You can go on. This is a blue-collar vacation town. It always was, and it probably always will be. And everybody comes here, not just blue-collar people. And I just think that there's something special about the smell of sausage in the morning. I mean, you know, we're a throwback. Nobody eats sausage anymore, but when you come to Seaside, you eat sausage sandwiches. You know,
Nobody's come here to eat healthy food.
well, that's changed a little bit, but yeah, for the most part, you know, it's a summer feast.
Yeah.
We take a lot of pride in what we do. You know, we work really hard at it. You know, we try to be as family orientated as possible, and we try to hold the line here, trying to provide good, clean family entertainment.
It's a tough town. Big heart.
It is a big heart. It's amazing how generous we are to one another when we're in trouble.
Well, listen, Wayne Cimarelli, the owner of Spicy Cantina. You don't mind if we plug, right?
No, go
Spicy
right ahead.
Cantina in Coin Castle, Seaside Heights. You took over the place at 25, 1978. A lot of damage, but coming back strong. And we wish you and your partners and your colleagues nothing but the best.
Thank you.
And it's because of entrepreneurs and people like you that this place has a shot, and the Jersey Shore is going to come back stronger. Not going to be easy, but I want to thank you for everything you do.
I want to thank you as well. The media has been incredible, and the reason that we're not doing the business that we would normally have done, and that's a fact. But we're doing better, I think, than we expected. If it wasn't for the support of the mayor of Seaside Heights, he's done a great job. The governor, you can't say enough about the governor and his support of our town. But the media, you know, you're here today. I mean, it's just been, I think we're all a little overwhelmed by the support of the media.
We're just telling the story. Thank you,
you.
Wayne. Appreciate it.
Perfect.
I'm Steve Adubato. This is One-on-One. Wayne's taking off his microphone because he's getting back to work. We're coming together at the Jersey Shore. Again, I want to thank the folks at the Beachcomber. Great people, great place. Thanks. See you tomorrow night at Jersey Shore.
One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been a production of the Caucus Educational Corporation, celebrating 25 years of broadcast excellence. Funding for this edition of One-on-One has been provided by New Jersey Natural Gas, Meridian Health, New Jersey Manufacturers Insurance Group, the law firm of Gibbons PC, Cohn Resnick, and by TD Bank. Transportation provided by Airbrook Limousine, serving the metropolitan New York, New Jersey area. One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been produced in partnership with St. Joseph's Healthcare System. This program has been made possible in part by New Jersey Institute of Technology.
I think at NJIT there are a lot of smart students.
I came to NJIT for mechanical engineering because with in-state, it's one of probably the top 3 schools for engineering.
It sort of creates a friendly competition where you can learn from them.
It's a great academic school.
I feel I'm being challenged, but at the same time, I love the classes I'm taking.
The atmosphere of being here is like being at an upstart company. It's that same kind of drive, that same kind of passion.